The biggest question we have coming in is there's really two things: pricing, and I know it hasn't been released yet.
Right.
But if you can touch on that a little bit, and are we going to see markups like we've seen on Sequoia and Tundra? I've got two Toyota reps with me, Andrew and Steve, and I'm going to ask three questions that no one else is willing to ask. Is that all right?
Sure. Well, it depends.
Yeah, let's see what we're going to be asked.
So we polled our fans, and the first question they want to know, what is going on with the Valence air dam on like the TRD off-road sport pre-runner?
You ever notice guys with mustaches?
Yeah?
Just adds personality.
Oh my gosh.
Look, you got some personality.
Yeah, baby.
No, it's well, it's missing first of all on
Yeah,
this thing.
they just took it off, I guess.
They must have heard you.
Yeah. Someone immediately.
Yeah.
took it off.
Oh crap, Isaac's here. Someone get that off. He's gonna ask hard questions.
Yeah.
No, there was actually a little video on YouTube. We're gonna see if we can find it for you. But if you notice on Tundra, we had that active front aero spoiler on there.
Yep.
And we don't have an active one on Sequoia, so this is a lot like Sequoia. And the reality is aerodynamics, right? I'm not experienced in that. Steve probably has a little experience. So I don't know all the ins and outs, but certainly we're not adding more materials, more costs, anything like that for no reason.
Yeah. You got to also think one of the things that Sheldon had mentioned last night was if you take the distance from the center of the wheel to the front end, right? That distance, if we were to try and have an active front spoiler, to be able to tuck that in, it just wouldn't have enough return when it comes down for aerodynamics. So that's why for the length and size that it is, to add the motors and everything to be able to drop in, it just doesn't work as well.
I think that also helps with our approach angle, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got to have that whole length width-wise. If we can cut that out, you want more approach angle, right?
And
that's a worthwhile trade-off.
Yeah, and you got to think we're here at Overland Expo, and a lot of customers, the one downside of having that active aero front spoiler is that if you go on the trail and you hit it, guess what? How expensive is it to replace everything you just damaged? Whereas this front valence is pretty quick and easy to replace, but it's also easy to take off. So if you actually want to go off-roading, you can just take it off, throw it in the back.
It is
super lightweight.
Yeah, I mean
clearly
yesterday was on. And what I tell people is like, well, everything was assembled at some point.
Right.
But that's, I think, why we took it off with Trail Hunter and TRD Pro. Like, okay, this vehicle, it's going to be rated different, right? Its fuel economy is going to be different, and that's really the big thing about the aeroness of it, the aerodynamics.
And it's got roof racks and.
Yeah, so I think that's why we're keeping it off of there, because we understand that that's going to be used in a different fashion.
Makes sense.
So.
But at the same time, for this vehicle, easy on, off. You can go hit the trails, come back, easily throw it back on, get the fuel economy that you need.
Wow. So let me transition into maybe a bit more serious question. I don't know if you guys can answer it or not, but like the biggest question we have coming in is there's really two things: pricing, and I know it hasn't been released yet.
Right.
But if you can touch on that a little bit, and are we going to see markups like we've seen on Sequoia and Tundra?
I'm just picturing a GIF in my head of Jerry Maguire. Show me the money!
Yes, that's basically what everybody's doing about.
Yes, right. So I'll tackle the first one about pricing, right? If you look across all of our model lines, you look at their competitors, we're competitive in pricing, right? If we're way above, we can't sell the car. If we're way below, people start asking questions.
Yeah.
No, that never happens. But basically, we have to be competitive in our pricing. So the hardest part is looking at apples to apples. Our packages, Ranger packages, they're never the exact same. So you've got to dive into what does it include. And that's everything down to, we talked about the LED projector headlights. That's a massive upgrade to me, and that may not be itemized out on other brands. So trying to put a dollar amount to that can be hard.
Yeah.
And so really looking at what's in the packages, we're looking what's in the grades, we're going to be competitively priced because that's the market. We don't want to charge way more. We want to be competitive to get more people into our brand.
Sure.
So
that makes sense.
One other thing I would reference when we talk about pricing is the variability throughout the grades, right? We realize that this is a mid-sized truck, and so there are people that are using it for work trucks with our SR grade, and then we're going all the way out to our Trail Hunter and our Pro. When you go to events like Overland Expo, you just see the amount of investment people have made in their rigs. The whole premise of Trail Hunter is a vehicle you can take from showroom floor immediately to the outdoors, right? So if you're gonna throw all of that investment in, well, now we've made it easier for you and we're still making it competitive, but you can do that immediately, right? You're not picking up this truck and then trying to do everything to it and then trying to hit the road. And so your budget, when you see that, it kind of is combined almost. The other thing that I would say is, you know, as the design team had mentioned last night, we know that not everyone off-roads in a Pro or, you know, all of our top tier grades. My 4Runner's an SR5, right? And then it's built out from there. And so the idea and concept you see from Trail Hunter should be bleeding out throughout all of the grades. And you can be able to option out with all of the AAP accessories that we're going to have in the catalog. So AAP is Associated Accessories Program through Toyota.
Just gonna ask.
You can hit that through your dealership, and all of those partnerships with other brands like ARB and Rigid should all be available on there. But you can now do that from any grade, right? Not just a Trail Hunter.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just Trail Hunter. I mean, you could literally get an SR5, like you just said, save a bit of money.
Well,
You needed to.
if not everything's important to you, you
Right.
get the things that are important to
Right.
you. Yeah.
Even a TRD off-road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that like, oh, well, I just want to save money and do this.
Right.
It's just that I
Right.
don't have all the same needs, so let me just kind of puzzle pieces together and yeah.
So,
And then as far as markups
Yes.
go, right? We have manufacturer suggested retail price. We always have that, and that is our message to our dealers. Like, this is what we believe it should be charged. This is what we should be asking for it. The goal is to take care of our customers and get them a product that's important to them and at the right value.
Yeah.
And that's our message. It continues to be our message. And we hope that they continue to improve some of that for our customers and their situations, because it's a franchise model and it's not factory direct, so we're not fully in control of those dealerships, and that's just how the world works in the United States. But that message is going to remain the same. Like, take care of our customers. They're loyal to us. Let's be loyal to them.
Sure.
Here's our MSRP. This is what we should be charging for it.
And with that whole legality, right? MSRP, manufacturer suggested,
yeah.
right? That is the one caveat in MSRP, is focusing on that word right there. We are not allowed to dictate that. But again, we have seen throughout our global region, we have plenty of great business partners that understand that as well. There is a beauty of the franchise model and being able to have those small businesses really reach out to their local markets better than Toyota could just control from a grander point of view. And so I think that's where the cool part of Toyota's relationship with its dealers and how intricated we are within that network. I think we have more and more dealers buying into that.
Yeah.
So.
The Tacoma's been king in the mid-size pickup segment for a while. Now with this 2024 Tacoma coming out, the people are wondering, has Toyota considered Mercy amongst some of the other brands?
Mercy?
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, this isn't Pee Wee baseball, buddy. We're in the major leagues. Game keeps going.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, some bonus material. How many Tacomas have been sold at this event? I mean, what are we talking about? 1, 10?
Every single one we can produce.
Every single one we can produce.
If I had to guess, it would be all of them.
All of them. Man, you guys are making this difficult on me.
Off the shelf, flying
All
off
the
the shelf.
Tacomas.
All the Tacomas.
All of them.
So
All the tacos.
Speaking of all the tacos, okay? The pre-runners behind us, TRD pre-runner.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 10 just came out, I think, yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Can we expect to see a little Vin Diesel Toyota team up with the TRD pre-runner? I mean,
You're jumping the gun.
Yeah,
jumped the
you're.
gun.
Ooh,
Steve's been working on that IMDb page for this truck.
you.
come on.
Do you happen to see or notice every extra in every movie? I don't know. Maybe just bring a pair of binoculars to the movie theater and see what you can find.
So you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
for sure.
Catch you next time.